Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1538A, and today's date is April 6th, 2018, and the title of the episode is The Economic Collapse Fight Has Just Gone to the Next Level. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, the central bankers, they realize that their system, well, it's coming to an end, and they need to reset it. They understand this, they realize this, and they're very nervous about other currencies taking the place of their fiat currency. And they're worried about gold and silver, of course. They have been throughout thousands of years. They're very worried about cryptocurrencies. And we know, and we've said this in past interviews and in past reports, where we said they would be able to manipulate it with the paper market, or by selling a lot of Bitcoin to show people that it's very volatile. And this is pretty much what they've been doing. They've been controlling it to convince everyone that the crypto market is not a place that you want to be. And I'm thinking back to the 1970s when we were coming off the gold standard. Of course, at that time, what did they say? Because of speculation, because of other countries speculating in the gold market, we need to detach ourselves from the gold market. We need to go full fiat. And once that happened, they said gold is no good anymore. It's a barbarous relic. It's meaningless. Everyone look at the paper market. Think about what they're doing right now. They're telling everyone the blockchain system, the cryptocurrencies on the blockchain, they're volatile. Criminals use them. Terrorists use them. You shouldn't even touch them. They even have articles coming out saying, oh, I owe $50,000 in taxes because I sold my cryptocurrency. I don't know how to pay this off. Now, they're using fear tactic on every single level to get people away from cryptocurrency. Why? Why are they so nervous about cryptocurrency? First of all, it's decentralized. I know a lot of people saying that, no, it's not decentralized. Yes, it is. It's decentralized in every single part of the world. It's not just in one country. And once miners start to mine it, guess what? Yes, people can add on to different cryptocurrencies. But what happens is when you start to mine it, guess what? It's all over the place. Now, the exchanges, well, that is a choke point. It's following the old model of banking and everything else that we know of. But coming soon is they're going to be decentralized exchanges. I mean, right now they force Coinbase to hand over all the information on those people that cashed out into fiat currency. When it's decentralized, where are they going to go? This is what they're very nervous about. This is why they're looking for regulations. This is why they want laws passed. This is how the central bankers work. They push the price of a currency up or down, or precious metals, money. They push it up and down. They make it look like it's uncontrollable. And then they start demonizing it. Then they push the idea that now there needs to be some type of regulation to control it. And they want governments to pass these laws so they can stay in power. This is what they did to the dollar before the Federal Reserve controlled it. This is what they did to gold and silver. This is what they do with everything. But the cryptocurrency market is a little more difficult because it's not just in one place. And it's very difficult to rein in. And this is the problem that they're having. Even if you place regulations where you say, oh, if you cash out of cryptocurrency and you're on a decentralized exchange system, well, it's going to be very difficult to get that tax money from you. Because what are they going to do? Go to every single computer center where the exchange is being done? It's going to be completely impossible. This is why the central banks of central banks, they're going to want every single country to impose the same regulations. This is why the IMF is out there calling for global regulations. The problem is there are certain countries where they don't have control. What do they do with those countries? And what happens if this country says yes and this country says no? It's going to be very difficult. This is why they wanted a one world monetary system, one world government. They wouldn't have to, they wouldn't run into these type of problems. So it's going to be very, very difficult for them to control the crypto market. And as it becomes more and more advanced, it's going to become out of their reach. And they'll be left behind. The central banking system is a relic. They're not going to exist in the future. They think they're going to exist, but they're going to be put out of business because they are the barbarous relic. Now, Soros, which is very interesting, he's seeing how the price of cryptocurrencies have come down. Of course, this was done on purpose. And allegedly, he wants to start trading cryptocurrency. You think they did this on purpose because they wanted to get in at the low point and now bring it right back up? And then maybe Mt. Gox will once again sell the Bitcoin to bring it back down? This is a game to them. This is the only way they can control it, by the way. And it's only Bitcoin that they're controlling. I mean, they're not going to control thousands of different cryptocurrencies. But people are still making a huge amount of money off of the crypto market. I mean, in the old days, you just held it and it just kept going up. Today, the world is different again. We moved to the next level. And you need to know how to get in and out of it to make profits and to be in cryptocurrency, because eventually what's going to happen, well, employers are going to start paying people in it. Companies are going to accept it, which they already are. And there's not much they really need to do. You have a phone, you have the internet, you're really set to go. So we can see this is the wave of the future, just like the internet was. When people were like, oh, the internet's a dial-up right now, it's too slow, it can't do anything. We've heard that before, where they're saying Bitcoin is too slow. Well, you don't think this is going to change? Of course. I mean, look at today. We went from using these old IBM computers on a dial-up, or maybe an Atari 130XE or a Commodore 64, if you remember that, where people used to dial up, get onto the internet, maybe then using AOL, and go to a couple of websites, and that was that. And then people said, oh, we're going to start selling things online. And people said, oh, don't put your credit card on there. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous. Today, everyone uses it. Today, it's super fast. Everyone can do it without being connected anywhere because it's all mobile now. The same thing's happening with cryptocurrency. And this is going to be what countries will use. I know certain countries are banning it because they're afraid. Eventually, what's going to happen? They're going to have to accept it because the people are going to force governments to accept it. We see here in the United States, the part-time jobs, well, the numbers have come out. Now, last month, there was a very strong establishment survey for payroll numbers, which was revised even higher to 326,000 this month. There was an even more impressive number, a record 1 million full and part-time jobs that were added according to the household survey. Now, this is what happened last month. This month, well, it looks like there might have been a problem because according to the latest data, 729,000 full-time jobs added in February. It was a fluke. And the March number, the number actually declined to 311,000. You know this number is going to go even further to the downside. You know that whatever they're doing, whatever manipulation they're doing right now is basically the same manipulation they've been doing since 2008 to make us believe that everything is great. Now, you have to wonder, Trump came into the presidency and he kept everything exactly the same. He didn't go in there and say, these numbers are fake, that's fake, that's fake. He didn't do that. He wanted the BLS and the rest of the reporting to continue on the way it is. Why? Think about this for a second. Why didn't he change any of this? Why didn't he call all these numbers completely fake, phony, and false? We know they're fake. He knows they're fake on his campaign trail. He told everyone they were fake. Now, if he came out and he just said, oh, fake this, fake unemployment numbers, fake stock market, fake that, fake this, the corporate media would have gone haywire. The deep state, the whole thing, because he would be referring to Obama's term. And this wouldn't have gone over well. What he's been doing is he's been trying to gain the narrative of how this system is going to be coming down. And he's put things into place to make sure that the system comes down, people understand that it's coming down, and he's going to have evidence of why the system never worked. He already started out by saying, we've already lost the trade wars. And he's doing this very, very slowly. Remember when you first started to wake up, you couldn't receive all the information at once because you didn't want to hear it. You only wanted to hear little bits and pieces that you wanted to hear. I remember when I was waking up, I just wanted to hear the economic information. I didn't want to hear everything else. And then slowly, I moved into all the other areas. And a lot of people say the same exact thing because the economic was, oh, okay, they manipulate unemployment. I get that. Okay, the stock market, well, there might be manipulation in there. I get that. And it goes on and on and on. What he's doing right now, he's out there telling the public that the market might take a hit. We might feel a little pain. Now, you need to prepare the country for what is about to happen. Yes, we understand that this whole entire economic system is fake. We get it. We know it's going to collapse. Most of America does not. And what he's doing right now, he's letting out a little bit of information at a time because he needs to gain the narrative of what is going to happen. Now, the White House says they recognize that Trump's actions are hitting the stock market. But there is a longer-term thing, and the president has to follow through on key campaign promises. Trump himself confirmed that the U.S. markets could face some pain from the trade standoff with China and other countries. But he said in the long run, Americans would be better off due to his protectionist actions. He said, I'm not saying there won't be a little pain, so we might lose a little of it, but we're going to have a much stronger country when we're finished. And that's what I'm all about. And he went on to say, we have to do things that other people wouldn't do. It's something we had to do. And ultimately, if you take a look, it's not only trade with China, it's everybody. But in the end, we're going to be stronger. What he's doing right now is he's laying the groundwork, the narrative for the economic collapse. He's taking this to the next level. He's letting people know there's going to be some pain, but in the long run, and that doesn't mean like next month, in the long run, we are setting everything up so the country will be better off. We have now moved to the next level. He's taking control of the narrative. It doesn't mean the central bank is not going to try to fight back and take the narrative away from him. This is a fight to the end. And the central bank, well, they play dirty. The deep state, they play dirty. And we're going to go through a transition. And when we go through this transition, there's going to be pain. And people are going to need to be prepared. I would suggest having cash on hand. This is what I'm doing. I would have some gold and silver. I would understand the crypto market, so you understand how to trade cryptocurrency. Why do you need to know how to trade cryptocurrency? It's a good thing to know to get in and out as we go through this transition, because you'll be able to make gains during this point in time. Because we're going to see a lot of fluctuation, and it'll allow you to trade out of different currencies with different news that is coming out. Now, I'm not saying put everything into cryptocurrency. That's what I wouldn't do. You diversify. Just like you're going to have a little bit in cash, because you're going to need that in the beginning when inflation hits. You're going to need gold and silver to basically protect your wealth. And cryptocurrency, because eventually this most likely is going to be the currency what we're going to be using on a personal level to have trade. So I would start preparing. And don't forget about the food, the water, the supplies, because when inflation hits, you want to make sure you have all that and you can use that while the dollar loses value. That's the purpose of having meds, toilet paper, food, supplies, because you don't want to go to the store and say, okay, now it's $45 for the loaf of bread. You want to make sure that you have some food where you can weather the storm. A lot of people are going to be running to the market. You don't want to get caught up in this in the very beginning. As things die down and things start to level out and things like that, people are going to start to barter. Once bartering is over, they might move to cryptocurrency. I don't think people are going to start trading gold and silver. But cryptocurrency will be a lot easier because everyone has a phone, everyone knows the internet, everyone paid electronically, and I think this is where people are going to say, whoa, this is easy. I'll give you, this coin for that product, and people will be able to do this very, very easily. So whatever you're doing, get prepared, get ready. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.